Yes. Okay. Thanks, Constance. Awesome. 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 Uh, Julie said no. Can't hear that question. I guess that's a yes. Daniel said yes. Okay. Awesome. Perfect. 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 So, Steven said yes. Okay. Awesome. And where's everybody checking in from? Just out of curiosity. Awesome. We got a packed house. This is going to be really cool. Frank, Steven, awesome. This is going to be a lot of fun. Milwaukee checking in. So what I would highly recommend, if you haven't already, grab a pen and paper. You're definitely going to want to take notes. Okay. Because and I'm not gonna like be like at an East Coast Australia sunny warm day. That is amazing. Awesome. So cool. So I won't like draw this out. I want to go ahead and get into it. I'm ready to take notes. I got my pen and notepad here. I'm ready to take some notes. I have a really good a friend of mine here, and this guy really knows this stuff. I mean, we connected about I want to say about 2 years ago now. And what I've learned from this individual over the past few couple years is not only just stretch my thinking and seeing what's possible, but just by applying some of the things that he shared with me has been completely game changing. And even what he's going to share with you all today, he shared this with me similar a little while ago, and I applied it and still kept some passive recurring revenue coming in. But what he's going to share with you guys tonight is really taking it to the next level. So it's really cool. So this gentleman I'm about to introduce to you all, Mr. Ty Cohen. He's been doing this thing online for like years. I mean, before I even knew, the internet exists, I think he's really just been killing it. And he's really low key, really humble. He's not the flashy guy and all this different stuff, but he's the guy who really cares about helping individuals create success. So that's why I said have your notepad and pen ready, because not only is he going to give you a lot of good stuff that you can implement immediately. So it's not going to be any kind of hyped up, fluffed up webinar. It's going to be something super actionable, something that's going to really give you a whole new shift in perspective when it comes to making money online, so you can actually see how possible it is for you and how you can start implementing this stuff immediately. Because this isn't a guy who just talks the talk. This guy actually walks the walk. What he's sharing with you today works. It works right now. It didn't used to work. It doesn't just work for some people. He has clients doing this and making thousands and thousands of dollars every single day. And now you're going to have access to the same information. So with no further ado, my brother from another mother, Mr. Ty Cohen, are you there, brother?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I am excited. Hey, Marquel, that was a good introduction. We were talking about this earlier, right? We were joking earlier in the day where we need to start recording some of these introductions and replaying them back for like our kids, because our kids are like, hey, dad, yeah, you're just daddy, you're not anything special. So
Right.
that was pretty cool, man. I'm excited. This is a perfect time of the year for people to start making changes in their life, for people to start um, looking toward the future, right? And I was just having this conversation with my daughter the other day, and I said, when you think, you don't want to just think about what's taking place right now, but you want to think, 6 months out, a year out, 5 years out, 10 years out, 20 years out, right? So that you can accordingly plan. Um, and I say that to say that this system that I'm going to be sharing with everyone here is not something that just lasts for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. This is something that lasts for years and years and years. I've been doing it for about I want to say almost 6.5, 7 years now. I have many students that are literally scattered throughout the planet that have been doing it for years and years and consistently seeing revenue increases as well. So that's why I'm excited. And let me see if everyone can see my screen. Let me pull up my slides, actually, because you may not be able to see. Can you see this presentation we'll be starting shortly? Do you see that right now?
Yep, I can see it.
All right, cool. All right, and the audience, you, the individual that's watching right now, yes, James in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I know I'm going to screw this name up. It says Marquel in South Carolina. We've got Julie in East Coast, Australia. San Francisco is where Stephen is at. Milwaukee is where Frank is at. So can you folks hear me? We've got Maxwell who just said yes. Make sure that you can hear me, because we're going to cover a lot of information. Awesome. Frank Thompson says yes. Constance says yes. For some reason, I can't read today. What the hell is going on? Dimitri says yes. Gregory says yes. Maxwell says sure can. Awesome. All right, so let's jump right into it. What you're going to learn on this webinar is a system that will teach you how to partner with Amazon to create an instant stream of monthly recurring revenue without having to personally do all of the hard work, because of the way that Amazon has this set up. Okay, so Let's jump right into it. My promise to you is to give you all of the information that you need in order to use Amazon to publish a series of best-selling Kindle books, more specifically ebooks, that can possibly generate massive amounts of passive income for you month after month after month for years to come. This is something that I've got my entire family involved with, my 12-year-old son, Tyler, my 18-year-old daughter, Maya. She got started when she was 13, and now she's consistently making like $5,000 a month doing this. So I want to show you proof of this, okay? But before I do, let me say that this is the same system that I recently used to buy my mom a house. As a kid, just give you a little bit of background on myself really quickly. I was really, really sick as a kid. I have something called sickle cell anemia. And I used to always be in the hospital. And I would literally spend weeks in the hospital, sometimes up to a month in the hospital. And my mom would always find a way to make sure that I was comfortable, to make sure that I was taken care of. And I said to myself, you know, when I was about 12, 13 years old, I said, I'm going to buy my mom a house one day. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know where the money's going to come from. I don't know anything about buying a house, right? Again, I'm 12, 13 years old, but it is going to happen. I'm proud to say that it has taken a few decades, right? But as a result of what I'm about to show you, I recently was able to buy my mom a house. She's 77 years old. My father passed a couple of years ago. And I live in North Carolina, so my mom still lived in Connecticut. I wanted to bring her closer here in North Carolina, so we bought her house here and just presented it to her for her birthday recently. And man, this is one of the best freaking things that I have done. I've made millions of dollars online. I've done extremely well. I've come from the hood to, you know, being able to do well and have students that are also doing well. But me being able to buy my mom a house has been the amazing or most amazing feeling that I have ever had in my life. So again, that was partially from the system, and I'm going to share it with you right now. Let's rock and roll. Let's go. You ready? If you're excited, as I am, I get excited every time I talk about this thing. So give me a big 1 in the questions box and show me how excited you are. I need this to pump me up so that we can go, so that we can get ready. Yes, says Eva. Frank Thompson says 1. Yes. All right, Demetrius, and we've got Robert, and we've got Maxwell, and Constance, and Rhonda, and Richard, and Ricky. Okay, Daniel. So let's do it. Now, here's an earnings disclaimer that I have to put out there, right? Because there's no such thing as a get-rich-quick system. I truly don't believe in it. I've been involved with internet marketing for a while, and I know that if anyone ever says that there's a push-button system, like if you can make money with this thing like in a matter of hours, or if you can make money with it like literally overnight, you should run. You should be very, very wary of those individuals, because there's no such thing as a instant get-rich-quick system. There are get-rich-slow systems. This is one of them. There are businesses that you can build right on the concrete that will last you for a while, versus businesses that you build on the sand that will eventually crumble. So because of that, I'm going to read off this earnings disclaimer that basically says, you know, it's all common sense stuff here. There's no promise or representation that you will make a certain amount of money or any money or not lose money, or that this will improve your business as a result of using our products and services. So any earnings, the money, the income statements that you'll see are based on actual individual results or estimates. I've maybe stated there's no guarantee that you'll make these levels for yourself. Everyone is different, right? As with any business, your results will vary and will be based on your personal ability. Some people will put more effort into it. Some people will get the system and not do anything. I've actually seen that. And then I've seen people who will get the system. Marquel and I have a mutual friend, Tracy, on the West Coast, who has gotten the system, and she's seen results with it because she's actually put it to use. You know, how many, and I'm guilty of this too, how many of us have purchased things and we just left it on our computer, right? We've never even logged in, or logged in once or twice. So there are no guarantees concerning the level of success that you may experience. Each person's results will vary. The use of our information, products, and services should be based on your own due diligence, and you agree that we are not liable for your success or failure. There's some people that will literally come and say, hey, you didn't come in and push the button for me, that's why I didn't succeed. And then there's other people who will go in and push the button for themselves and do the work, and they massively succeed, and as a result, they benefit and their family benefit as well. So you are at ground level of what is being called a new age diamond mine. I want to show you just some of the money that I've been able to make just playing around with publishing ebooks before I created a streamlined system for doing so. And I say playing around because, to be honest with you, like many of you, and we're going to be totally transparent during this presentation, right? Like many of you, I was literally all over the place before I found this system, before I developed it, before I flushed it out. I had like shiny object syndrome to like the 10th degree. So everything looked good to me. I was chasing just like so many different things. And it's how, what happens when you're all over the place and you're chasing so many different things? It's hard to focus, right? So I developed a saying for myself, and I started posting this on Facebook and things like this, which was pretty much to stay focused, right? Stay focused. And that was a reminder to myself to find that one thing and to focus on it. So I found this thing, and luckily, publishing ebooks is tied into Amazon, a multi-billion-dollar corporation, right? Where it's a highly reputable corporation. So I said, I'm going to focus on just this one thing. So if you can write that down right now, whether it's put a note in your phone, write it down physically so that you see it, or make a mental note. I prefer that you physically write it down. That alone, to stay focused, to not chase any more than 2 or 3 things, will do you a lot of justice in the weeks, the months, the years to come. Trust me on that. All right. So let's jump right into this thing. And I'm going to deviate every once in a while and just share with you some things that have worked for me personally, right? Like just saying, Ty, you need to focus and stop chasing every freaking thing that comes across your desk. So here's one of the first checks that I got from Amazon. It was in the amount of $2,297.30. Again, when I first received this check in the mail, although the amount is pretty significant, right, according to what you're used to, I didn't really pay attention to this. Okay, it really didn't dawn on me that this was a true system that Amazon had developed here. Why did it not dawn on me? Because again, I had shiny object syndrome and I was chasing everything. It wasn't until the following month when I got another check in the amount of, bam, $2,873.13. Now, this is pretty significant, right? It's a 25% increase versus the last month. And I didn't do anything differently here. And I want to ask you, while you're watching this, think about this. Why did I see an increase, right? An increase of just under $600. Yet I didn't do anything differently, meaning I didn't do any additional work. Why do you think that was? And then the next month, as I started to really pay attention to this, I said, you know what, there might be something to partnering with Amazon. Maybe there is something there. The next month, I saw even more of an increase, and I went from $2,873.13 to $4,462.53. This was a very nice 55% increase. And at this point, I totally dropped everything. This is when I developed my stay focused mantra. And I said, I'm really going to turn this thing into a business that's built on the concrete, not on the sand. So I started to totally focus on this. I added some more ebooks at this point, right? I started to finally add some more ebooks. I started to do things like testing my titles, testing different price points, getting better at writing out descriptions, all of the stuff that I'm going to share with you, right? And I went from $4,462.53 to 30 days later, receiving a check in the amount of $8,403.84. When I got this check, this was more than I had made doing anything else, right, online from any one particular venture at that point. And I said, this is where my focus is going, all right? And now, months later, I switched from receiving physical checks in the mail, because you don't want checks in the amount of $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 floating around in the mail, right, to having electronic deposits being made directly into my bank account. And then months later, I got to the point where my royalties from this system was shortly just under $30,000, so $29,387 here. Now, I want to ask you again, as you saw initially, I didn't do anything differently in my account, right? Meaning I didn't upload any additional books those first 2 months. Why do you think I saw that increase? And I just want to I want to ask you that really quickly, because I think if you understand that, you'll totally get this one major key to how this works so well or why it works so well. So use that questions box to go in and answer. Why do you think this works so well? Let's see. Michael says because Amazon started to promote you. Yeah, in a way, yes. So what happens is Amazon, once you have books listed, they'll start to promote your books, right? How many people here have ever purchased anything off of Amazon? Give me a yes if you've ever purchased anything off of Amazon.com. I don't care what it was. So Frank says yes. Constance says yes. Vincent, yes. Robert, yes. Rhonda, yes. Maxwell, yes. Demetrius, yes. Scott, yes. All right, so you've noticed, right, when you've purchased something off of Amazon, Amazon will say, here's other things that people have also purchased, right? Or people that have purchased item A have also purchased item B. So that's one reason why my sales started to grow, right? And to this day, I see months where month after month we'll consistently see a revenue increase. I'll consistently see where I made more money this month than I did last month. The second reason why is because more people are coming into the Amazon space, right? Think about it. I think what Amazon did was really brilliant. They said, okay, we're going to make ebooks available for sale, digital ebooks. We're going to set up a system that allows anyone to go in and buy digital ebooks using their phone, their Android phone, their iPhone, their iPad, or their Mac or their PC desktop, right? So as more and more people become aware that they can go in and buy ebooks, what happens? Your marketplace starts to expand, right? So that's simple math, right? If you have let's say you have a small storefront, the more people that come into that storefront, the more goods you're going to sell. Does that make sense? Rhonda says, right, absolutely. Yes, okay, perfect. Herb says yes. Eva says yes. All right, great. So now if you get that concept, right, especially now during the holiday seasons, right, what's going to happen? People start to get these Kindle devices as gifts. People start to get iPhones and Android phones and other mobile devices as gifts. What do they want to do? They want to go in and load content up on those devices. They want to go in and download apps. They want to go in and download ebooks and things like that, right? So it's a great time for folks like you and I who are publishing content, right? So let's keep going. Now, this is going to be a pretty short webinar, mainly because this method is so simple. I'll go over everything in 3 steps. You'll hear from some of my students, and then we'll have a pretty intensive Q&A session at the end where you can ask all your questions. And I want you to ask questions as we're going through this stuff as well, because I want you to totally get this. Now, this is a system that because you're plugging into Amazon.com and you're partnering with them, it requires very little work. As a matter of fact, as I said earlier, my daughter, who's 18 now, got started using this system when she was 13. And she's now at the point where she's generating just over $5,000 a month. This is something where you can outsource the work. I outsource 99% of it, and I'll show you how I do that as well once we get started. This is something that works anywhere around the planet, so it doesn't matter where you're at. I literally have students that are in Ireland, that are in South Africa, that are in Mexico, Canada, Australia, Ecuador, South America, and of course here in the US. So it doesn't matter what country you're in, you can do this. Now, again, anyone can do this. Here's the method overview. First, we're going to come up with a proven best-selling book idea. All right, I'm going to show you how to do that in about 3 minutes. So you want to pay attention and take notes when I show you how to do this. Next, we'll outsource having the ebook written. Right, we're going to pay low, and then we'll consistently sell that same ebook multiple times over and over and over again from Amazon's platform, Amazon.com. And then we'll sell the ebook on Amazon, tapping into their 500 million person customer list, right? And lastly, we repeat the process, creating a new monthly recurring income stream with each book that we list on Amazon. Very, very simple, very straightforward. So how do you get paid? Well, number one, you list your ebooks on Amazon's Kindle Direct publishing platform. That's where they get sold from. Number two, we'll sell the book on Amazon and all of Amazon's international sites like Amazon UK, Amazon's Japanese site, and their Canadian sites and all of their other international sites, tapping into their flow of over 500 million customers, as I mentioned earlier. And then Amazon pays you 70% of its sales. So for example, if you make $10,000 in sales, just to use a nice round even number, Amazon will take $3,000, right? That's their commission split, and they give you 70%, $7,000. All right, so again, just to give you another example, if you sell $1,000 worth of books, Amazon will take $300, they'll give you $700. If you sell $100 worth of your ebooks, Amazon will take $30 and they'll give you $70. Pretty straightforward, right? So that's how their royalty structure is set up. Okay, now let's go into how do you do this? Exactly how do you do this? How do you get started? Well, the first step is this is how you come up with a best-selling book idea in minutes. It's very straightforward, very easy, and it prevents you from guessing, right? From having to guess what people want. So the first thing is you're going to use the Google Keyword Planner to find best-selling book ideas, right? So the first thing you do is you'll go over to google.com. Don't do this now. You can take notes on it if you want, but you'll go to google.com and you'll type in the phrase Google Keyword Planner. Does everyone have that? Does that make sense? I want to make sure that everyone gets this entire process, because I remember when I used to watch webinars a lot, one of the things that really was a pet peeve of mine was that the presenter would gloss over information and just like really go really fast and you could hardly keep up. So you'll go to google.com, type in Google Keyword Planner. The next thing you're going to do is you'll click onto, it should be the first or second result. You can click on that and then you'll see a control panel that looks sort of like this, right? Select from the drop-down menu the area that says search for new keywords using a phrase, website, or category. In this area, right, you'll put in your phrase, your idea, or the genre that you want to publish an ebook around, or that you want to do your market research on, because that's what we're doing right now. We're doing market research. We're finding out how many people are actually looking for this type of information before we take our time to go in and publish it on Amazon. Does that make sense? All right. So we'll put dreams interpretation here. As far as targeting, we hit all locations. Languages, we'll hit all languages, Google and search partners, all right? And then we hit get ideas. Now, what happens next is for that phrase that we put in back there on that previous slide, once we hit search, Google will show us how many people search for that phrase within the last 30 days, okay? And then they'll also show us how many people search for similar phrases within the last 30 days. So, for example, meaning of dreams, right? We had 18,100 individuals that searched for that phrase that went to google.com and typed in meaning of dreams because I guess they wanted to know what their dreams meant, right? Dream meaning, 2,900 individuals that typed that phrase in. Dreams meaning, 2,400. Dreams in their meanings, 590, all right? What I found over the last couple of years of doing this is that if I can get my combined monthly search volume to be between 10,000 and 100,000, then I've hit the sweet spot. Or like my friends over in the UK like to say, I've hit the honey spot, right? That's a big phrase over in London. So again, let me repeat that. If my combined search volume for similar phrases, right? After I enter my main keyword here, I hit search, and Google is going to say, here's some similar phrases that people are searching for also. If that combined search volume is between 10,000 to 100,000, then that is a really good niche to be in. Okay, that's an awesome niche to be in because there's a big demand. There's a lot of people that are searching for that type of information, but there's not too many people, right? So you want to be right on the cuff so where there's a good amount of people that are searching for it, but not too many. And I found that if it's less than 10,000, right, then the marketplace is just not big enough. Does this make sense? Right? Let me know. Give me a big yes if this makes sense to everyone here. If it's less than 10,000, then the marketplace is just not big enough. Right? And it's really, you don't really want to waste your time publishing an ebook for such a smaller market when you can take that same effort and publish it to a larger market. Now, if it's more than 10,000, then the marketplace could be a little bit saturated, could be highly competitive, and it just may not be worth your time to fight for that type of a marketplace. So 10,000 to 100,000 is just where you want to be. I've always seen the most amount of success with uh, those numbers there. Okay, now the other thing that I like about this Google Keyword Planner is the fact that you could also use this to not only just do your market research, right, to find out what people are looking for, what people want, what they're aggressively searching for before you go in and give it to them, right? Oh, matter of fact, let me just deviate for a second. No matter what business you're in or no matter what type of service you're selling, always, okay, always find out what it is that your prospects, that your customer base, that your audience, that your clients are looking for. Never assume that you know what they're looking for. All right? So this is a smart way of doing a market research here. We're going in and we're looking for what they want. All right, so again, you can just take that to heart and use that for whatever businesses or whatever products you're selling. All right, so now, the other reason why I like using this, okay, meaning the Google Keyword Planner, is because you can also come in here and cherry pick some really cool titles for your ebooks. All right, so like this one, Meaning of Dreams. Here's another one, Dreams and Their Meanings. Your titles for your ebooks will have a lot to do with the amount of success because your titles are pretty much like the first line of defense that people see. As a matter of fact, I like to say that my titles are my first line of defense because as you're going on Amazon or if you're on Barnes & Nobles or any of these other sites that sell ebooks, that's the first thing that you pretty much see. And if you're doing a search, right, you're typing in certain keywords and that's what you're going to see according to the keywords that you type in. So if you're using titles that are actively being searched, this increases your chances of your ebooks showing up, number one, and it increases the chances that someone will actually click over and purchase your ebook, right? So does that make sense? I hope you guys got that as well. Now, look at this, Meaning of Dreams, 18,100 individuals typed in that phrase. You can go in here and use this as your main title and then create a subtitle that elaborates on the ebook a bit more. So Meaning of Dreams, how to decipher what last night's dream meant, or Dreams and Their Meanings, right? How to understand your dreams. Okay, so you can go in and really add on to those things there. So now let's continue. Actually, you know what? Do you want me to? I'm going to share some more with you on titles. Do you want me to tell you why titles are so important? Right? Well, if you look at it, if you think about it, men and women both shop totally differently. Would you agree to that? Do you think that men and women both have different buying habits when it comes to shopping, right? Especially when it comes to buying things like books and ebooks. Women, okay, will firstly pay attention to the title. That's the first thing that resonates with them, that they really focus on. All right, and all of this takes place subconsciously. Then, if the title is something that they're after, or if it makes sense to them, then they'll go in and they'll pay a bit more attention to the cover, and then they'll go in and read the description or the reviews, right? Whereas men, we're more visual, right? And sometimes it gets us into trouble because we make the wrong decisions. But men will go in and we pay attention to the cover first, what's on the outside, without realizing that, you know, maybe we should be looking on the inside of this thing, okay? And someone says, tell me about it. So yeah, so men and women, that's why it's so important to know your audience. You want to know exactly if your audience is primarily men, if they're primarily women, right? Because a lot of that will help you to sell more of anything, especially when it comes to ebooks. So now let's continue to move on. One of the questions that I get is, you know, Ty, why are we using the Google Keyword Planner to find titles? Well, the answer is pretty simple. If you craft your titles correctly, you increase the chances of them ranking high within both Amazon and Google search engines. So now you get the massive power, right, of both of these multi-billion-dollar companies helping you to sell your ebooks. So you get to get ranked on both Amazon and Google, and both of those rankings will dramatically boost your sales. I want to show you just an example of exactly what I'm talking about here so that you get a more clear picture. Let's say there's an ebook on Amazon that's titled How to Market and Sell Your Ebook, right? You've got this ebook on Amazon. Someone's looking for information on how to market their ebooks. They just published an ebook. They're unaware that there's content available for sale on Amazon. So if you're over here on Google and they're typing in how to market and sell your ebook. Now, after they hit search, the first thing they're going to see are these two results here, right? And what are these results here? And because we're so conditioned to seeing these, what happens? We tend to gloss over them. So these are, what are they? Who gets it? Surely out of this huge group of individuals, someone knows what these are. Don't be shy. Marquel tells me that this is one of the smartest groups that he's ever come in contact with. Absolutely, Michael. These are paid ads. These are sponsored ads here. All right, so we tend to gloss over these, and we go and we focus on the listings, the more organic listings that are down here at the bottom, right? So now, what do we see here? After we've typed in our phrase, how to market and sell your ebook, what do we see? Which one of these two really stands out? This first one or this second one? First or second? It's the second one, absolutely. Thank you, Frank. All right, and it stands out for several reasons. Number one, it's coming directly from Amazon, right? So Amazon has your ebook listed on their site. It's also showing up in Google, which is giving you added visibility, okay? And because Amazon is so credible, people don't think twice about buying off of Amazon. The other thing is it shows what the star rating, what the ratings are, right? So this, they can instantly tell that there's something available on Amazon. It has a 5-star rating. There's 47 reviews. They can tell what the price point is. What else? Help me out here. What else makes this listing stand out here? I'm going to take a drink of water really quickly while I wait for you folks to put some answers in. There's a few more things there as well. Don't be shy. Let's go. What do we got here? What do you see? A 5-star rating, says Frank. Absolutely. It says in stock, says Maxwell. This is what I'm talking about. Absolutely. What else do we see? The price, says Demetrius. Yes. Look at that. You see? There's so much. A lot of reviews. You know what? I'm having a hard time. Oh, McLeod. I think I got that right? Did I get that right? A lot of reviews, says McLeod. A review, says Robert. Absolutely. And then you have this blurb down here at the bottom, right? So you can tell what the ebook is about to a degree. What else do we have? Just call me Mark. Got it. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. What else? There's about 2-3 more things here. It's in stock, Robert. Yes, absolutely. Let's see what else. Oh, here. It shows the listing, right? Or the category, I should say. Computers and internet, web marketing, right? So there's a lot there. So do you see how just by using that Google Keyword Planner, right, you're able to go in and really tailor your listings so that they show up appropriately both on Amazon and within Google. Do you see that? All right, so you use that Google Keyword Planner to do that. Now, moving on. So that was step 1, right? Use the Google Keyword Planner to find hot topics and to create titles. I want to give everyone a chance to write that down. Let me know when you have it. Okay, perfect. All right, so very systematic so far. The next thing that I want to talk about are title enhancers. Title enhancers are literally elements that double and triple your sales. So after months of testing, I found that simply adding the following elements to my titles can dramatically increase sales. And I almost found out about these by accident. You know, as I mentioned earlier during the webinar, once I got that check in the amount of $4,000, I think it was $4,800, I really saw the potential in publishing ebooks to Amazon. And my wife and I, we were just about to take a cruise. We were flying into Puerto Rico, and then we were going to set sail on a cruise from Puerto Rico. and hit the Caribbean and everything else like that. And right before we went on the cruise, I started to test different elements in some of my titles. I started to change up some of my titles, and I started to incorporate what I'm going to show you on the next slide, what I call my title enhancers. And I'm pretty cheap. I'm pretty thrifty. I like to say, not cheap, right? I like to save my money and make sure that I do the right thing with my money because I work hard for it, like you probably do. And if you know cruise lines, they charge an arm and a leg for their Wi-Fi service, or at least then they used to. All right, now they're becoming a little bit more sensible. So I didn't want to jump on the internet and check to see how these things were going. And that's something else I want to talk to you about as well. So I had tested these title enhancers, and I didn't check my sales for almost a week. Got back off the cruise, I checked my sales, and I noticed that my sales had almost doubled and tripled in some instances where I added these title enhancers. Okay, and it was just a beautiful thing. And ever since then, I've been using these title enhancers. So are you ready to see them? And that's the other thing. Before I show you the title enhancers, you're going to get really addicted to checking your sales. I'm to the point now, I used to check my sales like 7 or 8 times a day. I'm like waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yes, I made more sales. Yes. You know, waking up at 4. Yes. Sneaking downstairs to pretend I'm going to the bathroom and logging onto my computer. And I just couldn't believe that people were literally making money as I slept. All right. So now I'm down to the point where I check my sales about 3 times a day, but it becomes really, really addictive. You're going to be logging into your Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing platform to really check your sales quite often once you start making them. So let's jump right into the title enhancers. Now, title enhancers are elements that answer the questions that your ebook buyers are asking themselves in their head. So for example, you might have an ebook titled Learn to Stain Your Deck, right? This is the title enhancer, how to. A title enhancer answers the question how to do something, right? Here's another one. What's a quick way to do something? This is a title enhancer, the quickest way to. Here's another one, fastest way to do something, right? An easy way to. Again, these are all questions that your prospects are asking themselves in their head, right, subconsciously. What are some tips to accomplishing what I'm trying to do? Tips to losing weight, tips to buying a house, tips to being a better parent, tips to being a better husband, tips to running a 5K marathon, right? So for example, let's say you have 2 books. I want you to use your imagination here. You've got 2 books, one on the right titled Learn to Stain Your Deck. Okay, Learn to Stain Your Deck here on the right. And then you have another one on the left titled How to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional. Which of the 2 do you think will catch someone's attention quicker? Learn to stain your deck, number 2, or number 1, how to stain your deck like a professional. And let me just give you a quick scenario really quickly. You could put your answer in the questions box. Give me a 1 or give me a 2. Let's say you have a guy by the name of Johnny. Johnny's been promising his wife that he's going to go out and stain the deck the nice day that comes out. The next nice day, I should say, not nice day. And it's finally a nice 75-degree day outside. Johnny's wife gives him an ultimatum. She says, Johnny, you're going to either stain that deck today or you're going to sleep on the couch for the next 6 months. Now, Johnny has never stained the deck before, but he does know that there's probably some information on Amazon.com that he can get access to. He pulls out his iPad or his iPhone or his Kindle reader or his Android device, or he simply goes to Amazon.com and types in how to stain deck. How to stain the deck. He sees 2 titles. How to stain your deck like a professional, and then he sees the other one, Learn to Stain Your Deck. Which one do you think is going to stand out and is going to be the title that he buys? All right? Absolutely. Number 1, how to stain your deck like a professional. Because he's asking himself subconsciously. He doesn't want to sleep on the couch, right? And he definitely doesn't want to sleep on the couch for 6 months. So he's asking himself, he's sweating. He's saying, how am I going to stain this deck? How am I going to stain this deck? How am I going to stain this deck? So if you said number 1, right, Vince and Frank and Robert and Mark and everyone else that said, number one, give yourself a pat on the back because you got it. You see how simple this stuff is? Don't overcomplicate the process. That's the other thing. Again, in business, I think that the people who are not successful, they have more of a likelihood of overcomplicating the process. I find that the more money I make, the easier that business gets is in direct correlation to me simplifying the processes, right? Which is why this works so well. If you notice, step one was what? Do your market research, right? And then you'll see step two, again, is easy. That's going to be get the ebook created. And I'll show you how to do that. There's 3 different ways that we're going to do that. But here's a part of that step one process, which is market research, is using these title enhancers and simplifying the entire process. And then the process of simplifying, you're giving your audience exactly what they're looking for in the form of using these title enhancers. So how to stay in your deck like a professional, quickest ways to make money online. No one wants to read the guide to making money on the web, right? We may not admit it, but we want the quickest ways to make money. Fastest way to get your nursing degree. No one wants to go in and buy an ebook that's going to be titled the slowest, most painful, grueling way to get your nursing degree, right? My wife is an RN. She's a pediatric nurse, and trust me, when she was going to school, right, she wanted to get that thing done and get into her field so that she could start working with children, right, which is part of her passion, right? We want the easy ways to do things, quick and easy ways to lose weight, right? Not the hard and slow way to lose weight, 1 pound every 6 months. That's not going to sell. Does that make sense, right? Tips 2, we want the world's best kept tips to losing weight. Right, so use these title enhancers and you can configure these things to anything that you're publishing. As a matter of fact, even like fact and fiction. This works for both fact and fiction. I publish both how to, right? So a lot of fiction, and I publish a lot of nonfiction stuff like romance novels and mystery thrillers and things like that as well. There's a bestseller that's out there right now titled How to Train Your Dragon. Nonfiction, right? So you can do this. Doesn't matter what genre. Let's move on. Here's how you go in and you use your title enhancers, and I'm going to test you. And I want you to answer, please, quickly, because this is going to show me that you get this stuff. And I have a lot more of that I want to cover with you. All right, is this good stuff so far? Give me a big yes. I need an ego boost because I feel like I'm just talking to myself really here. Give me a big yes. Frank says yes. Demetrius, I like that, Demetrius. Thank you. Yes, all caps, exclamation point. Absolutely. Cool. All right. So here's another way to really come up with some great titles and great content as well as to do market research. So, all right, now you take your title enhancer and then you take the main phrase or idea or genre or topic that you're considering publishing an ebook around and you mash them up. So in this example, we took how to, the title enhancer, how to, and the word garden. We hit search. We're in the Google keyword tool here, all right? We hit search, and what does Google say? Google tells us for the phrase how to garden, there were 45.5 million global searches conducted within the last 30 days. 45.5 million global searches conducted within the last 30 days. I mean, is that within our desired search criteria, yes or no? Just give me a yes or no. 45.5 million. And again, there's no, says Robert. Eva says yes. Robin says yes. Let's see. Yes or no? Michael says no. Kennedy says no. Nice name. I like that. Reggie says no. No too much, says Demetrius. All right, awesome. So if you said no, you're absolutely right, because we want to be between what? 10,000 to 100,000. Remember that from a few slides back? We want to be between 10,000 to 100,000. Now, luckily for you, right, Google also gives us similar phrases that people are searching for. So look at this. The phrase, how to make a garden. There were 201,000 global monthly searches conducted within the last 30 days. The phrase, how to design a garden. 550,000. How to build a raised garden bed. 12,100. How to plant a garden. 3,001. Which of these four would make the most ideal ebook topic to publish? 1, 2, 3, or 4? How to build a raised garden bed, says Robert. 3 says Robin. 3 says Lisa. Boom, I love it. That's what I'm talking about. All right, you folks are paying attention. Yes, if you said 3, give yourself another pat on the back. You're going to have a bruise on the back of your back by the time we're done here, right? But you got it, all right? How to build a raised garden bed. And this one works for several reasons. Why is it? Why do you think it works? Number one, it's within our desired search criteria of 10,000 to 100,000. Look at this. There's 12,100 global monthly searches being conducted. The other thing is it has our title enhancer in it, right? As do all of them, yes. But the other thing is it talks specifically about building a, not just a garden bed, but a raised garden bed. Very specific, very niched, very laser focused. Do you see that? What else? There's a few more things here. What else? This would make, Lisa, yeah, great question. Lisa just asked, is this for Amazon short reads? You can use it for Amazon short reads if you wanted to. You can use this information for CreateSpace, Kindle Publishing, publishing on Lulu. I do all of those. I get checks all the time from all of those different platforms. Smashwords, Barnes & Nobles, Nook, right? Oh, it all applies to all of those. But Amazon Kindle Publishing will make you the most money because they have the larger base. All right, so now, great question, Lisa. Thank you. Here's the other reason why this one works so well. It just makes a really good title. How to build a raised garden bed. And if you wanted to, you can go in like this. You could use this as your main title. If you wanted to, you can even go in and add on to that. Let's be creative here. How would you add on to this? How to build a raised garden bed, right, as your main subject, and then as a add-on, you could go in. I can't think of a freaking term right now. I'm having a brain fart. But how to build a raised garden bed like a professional, Frank says. Absolutely. In a weekend for Japanese tomato gardens that your neighbors will envy for less than 20 bucks, right? How else can we add on to that? Very, very simple. Thank you, Frank, and everyone else that's chimed in there. Okay, now, let me ask you a very, let's with limited space, says Greg. I like that. Let me ask you a question. Do you think in any climate, says Lisa, absolutely. Do you think if you had an ebook titled How to Build a Raised Garden Bed and it got 12,100 searches every month, do you think you could sell some of those things? Absolutely. It would be like taking candy from a kid it'd be like taking candy from a kid, right? I was just thinking, I got a little bit tongue-tied because I'm thinking, man, I hope my wife doesn't realize I gave this one away right here. This is really a good example here, all right? So, good stuff so far? Let me know. Do you want to move on? Because now I want to show you how to get these ebooks created so that you can then publish them and start making some money. You ready to see that? No one's answering me. What is going on? Great stuff, says Robin. Michael says, awesome. Lisa says, let's do it. Eric says, yes. All right, perfect. I'm ready. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Now, this type of research, right, makes it easy to sell. There's no finger crossing. You're not guessing. You're not hoping that people are looking for what you have to sell because they are telling you this is what we're searching for. This is what we're looking for. All right? Amazon loves this and actually wants you to make money. Let me ask you a question. Why would Amazon want you to make money? Why do they work so hard to promote your ebooks for you? to get other people to buy your ebooks once they buy something related or similar or in the same category or genre. Why would they be willing to give you 70% of the profits and they just keep 30? Why do they want you to make money? Well, the answer is obvious, because the more money you make, the more money they make, says Robert. Absolutely. Okay? Absolutely. All right, so now, yes, and that's correct. Who just said something here? I think it was they make 30%, says Frank. And yes, Lisa, here's the other thing. Absolutely. That's a brilliant way of thinking of it. Lisa just said, because once people are on Amazon.com, they buy other stuff too. It's kind of hard just to buy one thing when you're on Amazon, right? And as Demetrius just said, there's no work on their end, right, to earn 30%. Because we're doing the market research, we're putting the content created together, we're having the content created, and we're just listing it on their site, and then it's selling, right? So there's very little work on their end. They were brilliant when they put this platform together, and they were even more brilliant by making it available to anyone. They just opened it up to anyone that has content, as long as you have good content, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So now, write this down. Step 2, 3 ways to get your ebooks created super fast, even if you hate writing. I'm not a big fan of writing. As a matter of fact, I failed English 101 in high school, not once, but because I was an overachiever, I failed English 101 twice. My wife hates when I tell people that, but we're being honest, right, with each other on this webinar. So in my preferred order, there are 3 very simple ways to get content to sell. I've used all 3 of these, and all are extremely easy to do, even if you are a total beginner to all of this. The first, which is my favorite, is to get someone else to write it for you. All right? I use this option, like I said earlier, 99.9% of the time, where you can have content created for you for as little as $100 to $125, right? $150 if you're stretching, right? And you can have people write the content for you where you own 100% of the rights to it. You can resell this content as long and as often as you want. I want to speak to you about that. I am still selling ebooks that I had created and published to Amazon 6 years ago. I'm still selling them week after week, month after month. Ebooks that I paid, just a couple of bucks to have created have made me thousands and tens of thousands of dollars over the last couple of years. It's intellectual property. Once it's created, you continue to sell it, right? You do the work once. It's not like working a 9-to-5. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But when you work a 9-to-5, right, when you do that type of work, you get paid an hour's worth of work for an hour's worth of pay. When you're selling information or intellectual property that can grow into a residual passive income stream, you do that work of creating the content once, and you continuously get paid for it over and over and over again. So that one ebook file that I had created, I can sell that to 10 people, 10,000 people, or 10 million people. It gets uploaded once, and many people can buy it. All right. The other great thing about this is you own 100% of the rights to it, and you can resell it as long and as often as you want. So you can even put your own name on it or use a pen name. I use a pen name for all of my ebooks just because that's the way I just like to do it. I don't like people knowing what I'm publishing. All right. This course gives you the only 3 sites you should use when looking to have someone write your content. Plus, I give you the exact wording to use when looking for someone. Okay. The second option is, and let me know if you guys want to see some of the sites that I use to outsource some of my content. If I get enough yeses, then I'll show you. I'll deviate from the slide and we'll go out and I'll show you one of the sites. The second option is you can go in and speak it and then have it transcribed, right? So I use a speech recognition software like Dragon Naturally Speaking. There's a free one on your PC. You can use Siri if you have like a Mac or an iPhone, right? The third option is you can write it yourself. Not my favorite, but if you're a writer, this would be the perfect option for you. So there's no excuses. All are very easy to do. Okay, my wife can write an ebook in like 2 days. I got a friend, Vondre Whaley, who's in South Carolina. He can write an ebook in like a day. Many of my students can go in and they are writing their ebooks in like a day or 2 days, and they're really cranking it out. And then I have students that outsource everything. Okay, so cool. So I'm rev.com. Yes, Lisa, you can use rev.com. Then they can go in and transcribe it for $1 per minute. All right. So I mean, just 30, 40 minutes can get you an entire ebook. Right? So enough of you want to see, I think Robin and Lisa and Sheila and Demetrius and Sean and Robert and Mark and Frank, Eva, they said they want to see some of the outsourcing sites. So here, let me just close out of this really quickly, and then we'll come right back to it. Here's one of the sites that I use. It's guru.com. Can someone put this into the questions box for other people? Sometimes you can see the questions, sometimes you can't. So if you can't, then don't worry about it. All right, so guru.com, this is where I go in and I can hire a lot of awesome writers, right? There's just a ton that you can do with a site like this. And I show you exactly how to go in and find them. And let me sign in and I'll show you just some of the things that I do really quickly. But in this program, I show you how to go in and find writers and how to pay them and how to make sure that you're getting what you, I can't remember what this was. Hey, don't judge me. All right, so so in the program, I show you how to go in. All right, now here's some of the ebooks that I'm looking to have outsourced, right? 25-page day trading report. I've got 13 people that said, yes, I'll write that for you. Direct response, oh, that's something else. Here's a 25-page romance story that was needed. I got 17 quotes on this one. 25-page mystery thriller story needed. So see, you can post both fact and fiction to Amazon, right? They both sell extremely well. I make tens of thousands from both fact and fiction every single month. 25-page mystery thriller story needed. I had 13 quotes on that. Personal development report needed. 13 quotes on that. Do you folks want me to click onto one of these so that I can show you how I go in and list these things? If so, which one? The day trading, the romance story, mystery thriller, personal development. Which one should I go in? And I'll do this really, really quickly. Oh, okay, no responses, so we'll just go back to the PowerPoint slide. All right, so Eva says day trading, Demetrius day trading. All right, so let's look at that one. Where's that? Here it goes. So here, what I do is I go in. Now look at some of the bids that are coming in. 150, right? 200, 25, 230, 100, right? I like to stay, I know what I want to pay, so I don't pay any more than what I'm willing to pay. Now here, let's look at the actual listing for this, the posting. And it says, I'm looking to hire someone in the U.S., the U.K., Australia, Canada, South Africa, Jamaica, or Puerto Rico to write a 25-page report on the subject of day trading. Why would I pick these countries right here? Think about that. Why do I single out these countries? I need this done ASAP. I asked them to tell me how quickly they can get it done. I'm looking for content similar to what you would find in a book like this one. And then I usually give them a link so that they can go in and model what I give them. I tell them not to copy, but model. I'm only looking for unique content. You only want to publish unique content. No master resale rights, no private label rights, stuff like that. I also tell them how long it should be. It needs to be about 25 pages of high quality, entertaining content. No fluff, no filler. I tell them how I want it formatted, all right? So I go over all of this in the program with you as well. And when you're doing this stuff, I mean, you'll be amazed at the number of quotes that you get. Some people wanted to look at the romance story as well. So look at some of the quotes I get, right? 130 bucks, 150 bucks. People say they'll do that for 100 bucks, 100 bucks, 50, 50, 50, 80, right? Here's another one. The personal development piece here, 25, 250, 210, 100, 200, 100. So you figure out your budget, and because we're short on time, right? I won't go over that entirely right now, but in the program I show you how to do that and how to pick the best writers and everything else. But yes, Eva, I picked those countries because they speak English. They're primarily English-speaking countries, right? Absolutely. Lisa, Google Keyword Planner. All right. Now let's continue. Let's continue to move on here. This is a system where you do the work once, your ebook sell for months and years to come, right? It's residual income at its best. And it's not a system where you're alone. You're tying in with a multi-billion-dollar company, Amazon.com, right? All right. You get paid over and over and over again. So it's totally legitimate. Amazon wants you to make money because, as we established earlier, when you make money, they make money. So step 3 is you go in, right? You create your Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing account. You upload your ebook. I show you how to do this in the program as well. And then you list it for sale. Amazon has made it so easy that it literally takes about 5 minutes to create your account and about 10 minutes to upload your ebook once you have it, right? Once you do that, your book is now published on Amazon.com and it's ready to make you money. All right, so do you see that? It's up there, it's listed, people can go in and buy it. Now, remember, our goal is to get to at least $100,000 a year. And that's a very simple goal to get. I didn't want to put up, anything ridiculous like 500,000. Not that that's ridiculous because it's very attainable. I do it. I have many students that do it. I wanted to put something more realistic up just to show you that it's possible. So I said our goal is to get to at least $100,000 a year. Very achievable. You get there quickly by just continuously flipping your profits for a while. Right? So you start with one ebook, and on average, I find that for me and for my students, one ebook can generate you $500 a month. So you take that one ebook, you get to the point where you're generating $500 a month, you go in, and at $125 each on average, you have 4 more ebooks created. You now have 5 ebooks, you're bringing in $2,500 a month, right? You get 20 more ebooks created, each averaging $500 a month. That's $10,000 a month, $120,000 a year. Very, very simple. Again, don't overcomplicate the process. When we overcomplicate things, we miss out on a tremendous amount of opportunity. Okay. Lisa, no ads. I don't like to use ads at the beginning to sell books until I know that it's going to be a good seller. So once you publish an ebook, you crank up the sales by repeating the process, right, and publishing more ebooks. Right? How many times would you do this? Think about it. You got an ebook that's selling. Would you just stop right there? No. Remember, it just takes 20 ebooks to bring in $120,000 a year on average. So you go in and you publish more ebooks. You don't just do it once, right? You publish a second and then a third and then a fourth, because each one is going to become its own revenue stream, all right? You tweak elements of your existing ebooks. You can go in and change up your titles. You can change your price points. You can change up your descriptions, your covers. There's so much that you can do to increase your sales. Right? You can always remember these are digital ebooks, so you can always go back and change these elements after you publish your ebook. All right? So now, if you really want to take it to the next level, here's something that you can do. You can outsource the whole entire ebook creation process, which is what I do, which is what a lot of my students do, so that you're not going in and doing the work on your own, right, as far as writing the ebook. You can outsource listing your ebooks on Amazon. Okay? Now I'm at the point where I've got students that are listing some of my ebooks for me. They have outsourced the work to other people, so other people can list their ebooks for them. So now you can vacation, you can travel, you can do whatever you want, and your business is running on autopilot. You can even offer all or parts of the service to other people for a fee, right? So if you're looking for like a high ticket service, you can go in and charge doctors, dentists, lawyers, accountants, not bookkeepers, but chiropractors, right, to put their book together for them, okay, and charge a high ticket and to list it on Amazon. I've got many students that are doing this right now. I've got one student, Marie, she's pulling in about $27,000 a month doing this, all right, charging local businesses. She's crushing it. So let's review. Here's what we've covered today. Step one was to come up with a best-selling book idea in 3 minutes, even if you've never done anything like this before. Step two was 3 ways to get your ebooks created super fast, even if you hate writing. Step three was I showed you how to publish and launch your Kindle ebooks quickly and easily so that you can start making sales. Now, a bonus that I just gave you was to outsource the entire thing and or offer this service to others as a high-ticket service charging $5,000 or more. So there's a lot that you can do with this. Now, is there anyone that's starting to feel excited? As I mentioned at the beginning, I get excited just talking about this stuff all the time. I'm probably not going to be able to sleep tonight just because I've been doing this for so long, and just the possibilities are insane. Like, I was able to buy my mom a house off of this and pay cash doing it, and I feel like I'm just touching the surface. Like, so I get excited. Sometimes I'll just spend hours on Amazon just looking at the ebooks that are out there. I'm up to like 1 or 2 o'clock because I have 4 children, right? And we're always, our family is extremely busy. So after the kids and my wife go to sleep, sometimes I'm like, man, I'm going to publish this ebook and I'm going to publish that one. I always see opportunities. And a lot of my students say the same thing. So this is a very exciting time to be someone that wants to be an entrepreneur. All right. Lisa, I think you came in late. She says, how do you find your books? We covered that at the very beginning. Hopefully we'll have a replay. I'm not sure. We'll see. But I covered that at the beginning. I get excited because not only am I seeing a ton of success with this, but so are my students. You know, we have a Facebook group with close to 1,000 people that are in this Facebook group that are seeing results. I think it's like 900 something people, if I'm not mistaken. I'll show you that if you guys want to see. Just let me know. It's a private Facebook group for people that join. And we've got people that are in there that are just making a couple of $100 a month because they just started out. We've got people that are making a couple of thousand because they're a little bit more advanced and they've been at it for a while. And we've got people that are making tens of thousands, right? Now, here's one of my students, Brian. And actually, I think Marquel got to meet this gentleman at the Cash Flow Factory seminar that Marquel and I did together. So Brian is a professor at Penn State, and he sent me this testimonial. And he says, Ty, I wanted to update you since I've been doing a lot more for the past 7 days. My Kindle business has more than doubled. This month will be my first $5,000 month. I want to thank you for all your guidance and inspiration. My goal is set on getting to the $10,000 a month level. All right? This guy's a professor. He teaches at Penn State. He's making more here, right, than he is at his job. Here's another one of my students. This guy is over in Perth, Australia. He's 66 years old, by the name of Darren DeVry. He says, Ty, over the last year, I've continued to follow the Kindle cash flow system, and I'm now doing $20,000 per month in sales. Awesome guy. He's in a Facebook group. You'll get to see him and the other gentleman that I just mentioned. Now, one of the questions that you might be asking is, can I do this on my own? Well, here's what you should be aware of. What I've shared with you, the methods that actually work, they get results. These things took me years and years to figure out and refine. All right. Again, remember I said that, you know, being great at anything takes time. It cost me tens of thousands of dollars to figure out the right way, tweaking, testing, wasting money and screwing it up, wasting a lot of time, a lot of late nights. I had to learn this the hard way, right? But I've refined it and I've created this system that I'm going to give you in the next couple of minutes that allows you to skip all of the hurdles and you get straight to the cash. So you don't have to, I've made all of the mistakes. I've wasted, not, I shouldn't even say wasted because this stuff pays off now. I'm making a ton of money from it, right? But I burnt the candle at both ends, right? Working a job while trying to figure this out, while having 4 children, while being married. But I figured it out so you get all of it, right? You don't have the mistakes and everything else. So should you try this on your own? Well, here's what you should be aware of. You don't have the complete system, right? So because we're short on time, I was only partially able to share this and everything that is part of what goes into this. There's more things that help you to make money with every ebook that I share in this course as well. A lot of really cool things that, again, we didn't have time to go into. Uh, and you don't know how to properly outsource everything, right? So I showed you one of the sites, guru.com. But what's really cool is being able to go in and find some awesome writers that you can work with, ebook after ebook after ebook, being able to negotiate for some great prices, being able to get some high quality content that is really going to make you a ton of money, right? So I show you how to do all of that. And, you know, if you try to do this on your own without the instructions and without the step-by-step system, you can risk getting caught with all of the gotchas, right? And lastly, you don't have an understanding of how to list your ebooks for maximum profit. I cover that in this program as well. I show you how to list your ebooks so that they stand out, so that competition doesn't mean anything, right? So does anyone want access to the entire system? Put a 1 in the chat box if you do. Because of you being part of this presentation, I actually was kind of forced into um, lowering my price for this special occasion, right? And I'm glad I actually did, because I think this is an awesome audience. I love the people that are in this audience, so I'm more than happy to do this. And I'm making a ton of money, so I don't need the money. I'll take the money, right? But I don't need the money. So you'll be thrilled to know that I've created an entire program called the Kindle Cashflow 2.0 system. Now, here's what's awesome about this thing. Excuse me. It's an entire, right, online program. It's an entire online program that you can take and you can go in, right? And you can use on your own. You can go in and watch all of the modules when you get time, as you get time, okay? And you get to see what I do. You get to look over my shoulder, see what I do, why I did it, and then the results that I get as a result of me doing what I did. Does that make sense? Okay. Here's everything that you'll get. You'll get what's called the setup. This is a module here that shows you how to go and set up your account, how to get started quickly, and what not to do so that you don't make foolish mistakes like I did when I first started out, right? This is a $997 module. You'll also get the Kindling for Profits module, which is a $1,497 value. And in this module, we cover finding the right niche and readers. This is big because this will show you how to target people that actually are buyers, right? No need in wasting your time with people that are not buyers because they're not serious, right? Like imagine if I went through this entire presentation and you guys were just not serious. It would be really, you know, like a joke. So in this module, I show you how to find people that are serious, how to find the buyers and readers in the right niche. Niches that sell and readers that buy. Now, you'll also get the biomagnet module, which is a $2,997 value. This module covers all of the critical must-have elements that will make your ebook sell. In this module, I talk about how to properly format your cover, where to get your covers from, the best price points that will result in the most amount of sales. I've tested 56 different price points, right? And I know the price points that will make you the most amount of sales. We talk about descriptions, how to format your descriptions so that people will buy, and how to get reviews as well, all right, legitimately. You'll also get the KDP cash extraction module, which is a $3,500 value. So this is all of this entire program here. The KDP cash extraction module will give you the secret ways to use the Kindle Direct Publishing platform to make more money than most people ever will. And you'll make more money simply because most people don't know, they barely know what I shared with you on this presentation. So if the information that I shared with you on this presentation was good, imagine what you get in this entire system. It's amazing, right? It's the best. I've had people say, I've had literally hundreds of people tell me that this is the best program that they have ever purchased. And I've had people who have purchased literally dozens of different programs. But I have always had people come up to me time after time after time. I had one lady fly from Germany, all right, to London when I was in London speaking. She flew from Germany to London to buy me and my wife lunch because she wanted to show her gratitude for what I taught her in this program, right? So that is appreciation right there. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just showing you that, it's something that you don't want to be without. Now, I've got a couple of fast action bonuses for the first 10 people that get in. And let's share those really quickly. The first fast action bonus is the Google Kindle Crunch. Remember earlier where I shared with you that being able to use that Google Keyword Planner to come up with titles and to get your books listed in Google, right, will help you. Well, in this module, I go into detail on getting your ebook listed in Google. And this actually, being able to get my ebooks listed in Google increases my sales big time. This is actually where like 30% of my sales come from. So if I do 30,000 a month, then 10,000 of that will come from having my ebooks listed in Google and them showing up in the search results. Here's the other fast action bonus that you're going to get. This is the money multiplicity bonus. And it shows you how to publish the same content to the Barnes & Noble's Nook Press platform and the Apple iBookstore platform. So same content that you'll be publishing on Amazon, you'll be able to take those ebooks and publish them on these two platforms as well, so that you literally get to triple the exposure that your ebooks have. So you triple the exposure, that typically means you get to triple your income, right? So this is a $997 value, and this is, again, a fast action bonus when you are one of the first 10. And I know we've got a lot of people that are on this presentation, so it's going to be kind of difficult for everyone to get those bonuses. Here's one of the bonuses that I'm most proud of. And this one is the no excuses bonus at all. Because what I've done is I've partnered up with an outsourcing company, and you're going to get your own virtual assistant. So this is going to be a real live person that can walk you through a lot of what you're going to need help with, if you need help, right? So this person can help you with researching topics, finding topics and ideas and genres that sell really well. This person can help you with coming up with title ideas, writing out your descriptions, communicating with your writer, or anything else that you can think of, including working in some of your other businesses. I know some of you may have other online businesses, so you can use this person to help you with some of those other businesses, right? You're going to get them for 40 hours free on me, right? So this is a real life $600 value because it costs me money. But this is something that will allow you to take this program, and even if you don't have time to put it in place yourself right now, you can give it to the virtual assistant and they can start working things for you. Right? You'll also get access to our private Facebook group where you get to ask questions, you get to get updates, you get to share ideas, you get to brainstorm, and you get to get help. I put this together because, when I used to buy programs and things like that, I always felt like I was on my own. Right? You buy the program and it seems like you're left alone. I never want you to feel like that. So we have amazing customer support. We have this amazing Facebook group where Marquel and a lot of other people are in here, and you've got people that are just starting out just like yourself. You have people like myself that have been publishing ebooks for years. We have our coaches that are in there that are always answering questions. I have my support team that's in there that are always answering questions and helping you out. This is like a big family. It's like hundreds of people. It's a private group. We help each other with cover critiques. We help each other to get visibility for our ebooks. We help each other with reviews, everything, right? So if you have a cover and you want to get some feedback, you can come in and post it in the group. You want to get some feedback on your ebook, you can post it in the group, all right? So normally this program sells for $2,997 a month, plus $297 a month. But, all right, you're going to get it for much less. And because, again, Marquel says, I need you to do something really, really special for my people here. I need you to really go low on this thing, Ty. All right? So what I did was I created a webinar-only price. A webinar-only price. Now, the price that you're about to see is only good for the live webinar, meaning right now. After that, it goes back up to the $2,997 price point. So I want you to take advantage of this right now because I'm not going to be able to change this again, no matter how much I'm asked. So right now, while we are on the webinar, we're going to immediately take $2,000 off of the regular price. Immediately. So you're going to be able to get this, right, for just $997, all right now. And again, you want to be one of the first 10 because we literally have a ton of people that are on this thing, and it's going to be hard for everyone to get in all at once. So if you're very serious, you want to be one of those first 10 so that you can get all of those bonuses. Now, get started right now for just $9.97 and no monthly fee, right? You can use a Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, and even if you have no money, you can get started right now. Yes, even if you don't have any money, no credit card. If you're in the U.S., you can use what's known as PayPal Credit, all right? You can use PayPal Credit, and you can go in and buy this course, get access to this course right now. PayPal will buy it for you, and you get 6 months to pay them back. 6 months is perfect because by then you can implement the course, you can be on your way to making money, and you can just pay them back at that point, right? So there's no payments or interest for 6 months. Now, that's the site, 30dayprofits.com. I'm going to put this into the URL, and I'm also going to answer all your questions, and I also have some other things that I want to share with you as well. But just give me a second to put this URL into the chat box so you can go in and click onto it. It looks like a lot of people are asking for this link. All right, so it's www.30dayprofits.com. Remember, the first 10 will get all of the fast action bonuses, so type this URL in fast. Do me a favor. After you go in and place your order, put the words "I'm in" into the questions box, so I know who came in first, who came in second, who came in third, and who's part of that first 10. All right, this thing, it normally sells out like in 5 minutes at the $2,997 price. So I know that at this $997 price, it's going to sell out really, really quickly. So here's how you go in and you apply for PayPal credit. You'll go in, right? You hit that PayPal button. Let's see. Actually, let me just, you go to 30dayprofits.com. So that's the URL, 30dayprofits.com. You'll type that in, and then this is the order form, right? You come down here, and if this page says sold out, that means that we've already hit the 10. All right, so if it says sold out, I apologize that you can't get in, but that's it, okay? So as long as you see this, you know that you're still in, and it will say sold out once we hit our first 10 or once this countdown counts down, all right? So now to pay using PayPal credit, well, first here, if you want to use your Visa, your MasterCard, your American Express, or your credit card, you hit this button here, right? If you want to check out using PayPal, like let's say if you have PayPal funds or you have a bank account that's attached to PayPal, you click this button. To use PayPal credit, click this button, but please watch this video first to use PayPal credit. It shows you how to go in and use the entire system. Let me show you the video. So if you want to pay using PayPal credit, there's a pretty cool option, right, that you can use that allows you to make no payments or interest for up to 6 months. Right now, I think it's only available in the U.S., and this will shortly be followed by other countries, so make sure that you check. The way to check is you go in, click this button here that says check out with PayPal. That's going to take you to a page that looks like this. You'll fill out your information here, and then down at the bottom, you're going to select PayPal, okay? And then hit place order. Once you do that, that's going to take you over to your PayPal login here. You go in and you will log in right here. And I have to blur out my login information for security reasons. But then once you log in, let me just close that. It will give you the option to get 6 months to pay with PayPal credit, which is pretty cool, right? Because this allows you to go in and get some momentum. With this method, you can get up to 6 months to start making money. You get to use other people's money, right? You get to use PayPal's money to go in and put this in place and not tie up your funds right now. So you'll go in and hit apply now. And again, this is if you want to use PayPal credit. If not, then you can just go in and pay using the regular PayPal option as you would. You'll enter this information here, date of birth, month, day, year, and then just the last four of your social. And then you hit agree and continue. And PayPal will actually get you approved in a matter of seconds, right? So it doesn't take a long time like anything else. And it's, like I said, once you're approved, you'll then get access to the Kindle Cash Flow program, and you'll be on your way to start rocking and rolling. You can start applying the methods that I teach in this program to start generating some income, and then you get 6 months to pay this money back. All right, so there you go, good to go. It's, what people do, they use other people's money when they're looking to leverage, right? Leverage resources, and there you are. All right, perfect. So for those of you that want to use the PayPal credit option, that's how you do it. If you want to use your credit card, you go here, you click that, you fill out the order form, you hit place order, and you will immediately be given access to the course online so that you can get started. All right, so now I want to answer some questions. I know there's a few of you that have questions as well. Before I do that, take a look at this testimonial here that I got from one of my students there in DeVry. He says, Ty, this has been my best month so far with 258 sales to date with only 3 titles. All right, now imagine if he's priced his ebooks at $9.97. Okay, that gives him a nice chunk of change right there. All right, think about that. That's $2,500 right there, just 3 titles. I'm very happy with the progress considering my circumstances. I asked him if I could use this testimonial, but the very next day, 24 hours later, he sent me another one. He says, Ty, I'm now up to 336 sales as we speak. I'm happy with that. I was hoping for 200 sales this month, so I'm really happy. I'm going to try for 1,000 sales a month starting next month. Darren is now at $22,000 a month. All right, I spoke to him on Skype not too long ago, and he updated me again. 66 years old. So now, let's think about this. I have a daughter who started at 13, right? $5,000 a month. We have a 66-year-old individual that is in Perth, Australia, of all places, making $22,000 a month. No excuses. Anyone can do this. Now, if all this did was finally allow you to generate a consistent, hands-free passive income every month, would it be worth it? Answer that question. Give me honestly. We've been honest with each other the entire presentation. Would it be worth it? Yes, absolutely. And we've got a lot of people that are coming in. We've got Michael that says I'm in. I do see your names. If you said I'm in, I'm not ignoring you. So we've got Michael that's in. We've got Rhonda that's in. We have Robert is in. Cedric is in. Demetrius is in. We've got Curtis Fletcher is in. Okay, Kevin, here's the URL again. I'll give it to you. It's 30dayprofits.com. 30dayprofits.com. If all this did was to give you a kick in the butt to finally get you moving and making money, would it be worth it? Absolutely, right? Now, if all this did was give you 2 to 3 ebooks that each brought in $500 per month to pay a bill or to save, would it be worth it? Think about that. So the entire program you can get access to right now, immediately, and start to work on your future, start to work on your lifestyle. This thing has significantly changed my life. Listen, we went out to Thailand. We're always traveling, always traveling. We've been to Japan. We've been to London several times. We went out to Thailand earlier this year. Took my entire family, right? 4 kids, my wife and myself. We went out there for 3 weeks. We flew into China, and then from China to Thailand, we flew into Bangkok. We stayed in Bangkok, which is amazing. It's like New York City, all the lights, the big buildings. It's beautiful. We stayed there for a week, and then we went to Chiang Mai, which is more of the rural area, right, up in the mountains, and that's a gorgeous area. And then from Chiang Mai, we went to Phuket. We flew to Phuket, which is the beach, the touristy area. It's like being in it's like being in Florida. It's just awesome, right? I would not have been able to do that had it not been for this program and publishing ebooks on Amazon. Okay. Okay, so this is it. Here's everything that you'll get. You'll get the setup, which is a $997 value. In this module, okay, Chiang Mai and Phuket, nice. Bangkok is too busy though, Julie says. Yeah, I actually like Bangkok. I'm from the Northeast, so I like the, I miss the city, although I live in North Carolina now, so I miss the city. But yeah, Phuket is really nice. Um, they try to push you on buying things a lot out in Phuket. Chiang Mai is really awesome too. So you'll get the setup, $997 value, setting up your account, how to get started quickly, what not to do so that you don't get banned. You also get Kindling for Profits, which is a $1,497 value. This covers finding the right niche and readers. Niches that sell, readers that buy. You'll also get the Buyer Magnet module, which is a $2,997 value. And this covers the critical must-have elements. And yes, Jonathan, I did get your order. Welcome aboard. Good to have you. So Jonathan is in. We have maybe about 3 more slots. If you want to get in, you want to take action fast, because, man, you folks, you don't play around. You're moving and shaking. I like this. You also get the critical, in this module, you get the critical must-have elements that will make your ebook sell. We talk about covers, prices, descriptions, reviews. You'll also get the KDP Cast Extraction module, which is a $3,500 value. In this module, I cover all of the secret ways to use the Kindle Direct Publishing platform to make more money than most people ever will. Right? Total value is $8,991. You'll get all of this, including the fast action bonuses, which include the Google Kindle Crunch bonus, which shows you how to get your ebooks listed in Google. This will increase your sales big time. This is actually where 30% of my sales come from. You'll also get the Money Multiplicity bonus, right? Which will show you how to publish the same content that you're going to be publishing on Amazon and take it and also publish it to the Barnes & Noble's Nook Press platform and the Apple iBookstore platform, okay? We just got another sale that came in, so it looks like we have 2 more. Who was the one, okay, Robert says I'm in. So got your, I think that was your order that just came in, Robert. So did I say I think we have 2 more slots. All right, so we just got Robert. Welcome aboard, Robert. Very smart choice. Let me give you that URL again for folks that are still looking for it. We've got 2 more slots if you want to get in, and then we will be closing this bad boy down. I think people realize the value of this, and they like that $2,000 savings, right? So you'll get this bonus. You'll also get your own virtual assistant for 40 hours, right? This is a real live $600 value. So this is something that actually cost me real money. And this virtual assistant, again, you get it for 40 hours. She can help you with researching topics, coming up with title ideas, writing out your descriptions, communicating with your writer, or anything else that you can think of, including working in some of your other businesses, okay? You'll also get access to our private Facebook group where you get to ask questions, you get to get updates, you get to share ideas, you get to brainstorm, you get to get help. Right? We have a ton. How many people want to see the Facebook group really quickly? Marquel, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. I was waiting to jump in. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I think you're part of that Facebook group, right? Are you not? If I'm,
Yeah, I'm part of the Facebook group.
are you? Okay, if not, I was gonna say we could go in and add you, but I thought we had already added you into that thing. But
Wait a minute.
let me see if I can. Did
And
you want to say anything?
why,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, yeah. While you hopping over there, I just want to say, first off, I want to say, wow. I mean, because and this is just from a completely different perspective. So of course, I've been to multiple events with Ty, and I've seen him sell this exact program for the original price of $29.97, and I saw people literally running with applications ready to buy.
Out in
So
Arizona, we sold this at that price
yeah,
point, right?
yeah, and people went crazy. So $2,000 off the same program. I mean, it's a complete game changer. Number one. Number two, I've actually gone through the program. Not only have I gone through the program, but I've actually implemented it. Okay, so I think right now I probably got about, and this is like totally part-time, totally passive. I probably got about, at this point, at least 20 ebooks up there, and that was just like I wasn't even like aggressively doing it, and I haven't written any of them. I outsourced the whole process. I got about 20, anywhere from 20 to 30 ebooks up, and it's just passive revenue just coming in just month after month after month. I mean, we got people buying our books in Japan, Australia. I was showing my wife. She was like, "What? Like, how's this happening?" but it's like Japan, Australia, Germany, just people from all over the place. And I'm like, how are they finding it? Because I'm not doing any marketing. I'm not doing anything. It's just like somehow they're finding these books. It's pretty crazy because when Todd showed it to me, I was like, man, are you telling me that I can do this and this will work? He was like, yeah, it's that simple. So I was like, I'm going to test you out and see. So I did it, and, I mean, we still got passive income coming in from books that we did, at the beginning of the year, and it's pretty crazy. So it absolutely works. So if you're looking for a simple business that you can easily do to make, some extra side income or even a full-time income without having to do a ton of work, without having to do a ton of marketing, paid ads or any, complicated stuff, this is definitely the route. I mean, it's really simple. It's really broke down. The course is really broke down, really step by step. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Amazing offer. Like I said, I've seen people personally run to pay $29.97. So those of you who are over there grabbing it up right now for the $9.97, you're very, very smart. Those of you who are still thinking about it, hey, I say just do it. I mean, because he's pretty much giving you the course. I mean, I guess it's his early Christmas gift, so I'm not sure, Ty.
I think that must be what it is here. It's no. Can you guys see my screen now? All right, so I want to show you. Let me go over. You can hear me, right, Marquel?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So this is our closed group. We have 883 members that are in here, right? 4 new people that just came in. We've got Megan, we've got April, we've got Gary, Gardette. So literally folks that are all over the place. This is one of our administrators, Sherry. She's always in the group here if you ever have any questions. Sherry just got herself a new Camaro using, right, this process here. We've got, here's one of our coaches, Jawar, that's in here. Here's Megan. Megan, actually her son, this is one of her son's ebooks. He just published this thing here. So this is a cool way to get your family involved too. Like I said, I get my family involved. My wife publishes ebooks. My son, Tyler, who's 12, I just got him started. My daughter Summer, who's 9, she's going to be starting soon once I can get her attention span to focus. And then my daughter Maya, who's 18, she's been publishing ever since she was 13, making about $5,500 a month, all right? And that's all college savings, right? It's just all being banked for her. So this is a great way. Again, we just got one more person in here. We have, who is this that just came in? Thad Avant, good to have you in. All right, so good to have you, Thad, T-H-A-D. That's a different name. I've never heard that before. But, hey, welcome aboard. Again, I love the action takers. Let me see here. Let me open this back up. Marquel, I want to answer some questions because I'm sure that there's folks who have some questions. Kevin says he can't use PayPal credit. Kevin, is there something that I can help you with? What seems to be the issue? Let me know. All right. Again, when you're using PayPal credit, make sure you go in, you change the payment method so that it says PayPal credit. All right. That's what you want to use there. Let's see what else. Now, again, if you don't have $9.97, how about we break it up into 2 payments? Okay. 2 payments. You can go to yourkindlekit.com to make a payment of 2 payments of $549, one now, one 30 days from now. All right. And if you want to just make the payment up front, you can go to 30dayprofits.com, 30dayprofits.com. And that's another option for you. So there's literally no excuses. And again, you can use that PayPal credit option if you are in the U.S. Now, you have 2 choices at this point. First option is to do nothing and not take this leap of faith. The second option is to pony up the small, tiny investment today compared to all the value that you receive in return. Okay, and just give it a shot. Now, here's the tale of 2 people. The first is a gentleman by the name of Timid Tommy on the left. Does he look familiar to anyone? All right. Timid Tommy is the person that's always skeptical. He's always the one that is in doubt. He's the pessimist. He's the one that always questions everything, even when he knows deep down in the soul that the opportunity that's before him could be the one for him. But because he questions everything, what happens? As I tell my children, we get what we tend to most focus on. So he gets very little results. Unlike the gentleman on the right-hand side, Brave Bob. Brave Bob is that person that it seems like nothing goes wrong for him. Everything that he touches turns to gold, right? And what's so crazy about it is that we can choose to be either one of these individuals. I was timid Tommy just years back. Now, I recently had someone who said to me, Ty, man, it's like everything you do it's just like it's just massively successful. I wish I was in your shoes. And I had to think and I had to stop and be grateful and give thanks for a moment because just years ago it was far from that, right? Because I was that pessimist. I was that person who always, you know, said, hey, this didn't work. I always doubted everything. I was the cynical person, right? So let me show you what to do next. You're going to go to 30dayprofits.com. You'll see the URL, right? You go in there, you order, and you're good to go. You get your username, your password, and you join us. You join myself, Marquel, and everyone else that's in that Facebook group. You get access to the program. You can pay using your credit card. You can pay using PayPal. And that's that, you know. The next thing I want to show you really quickly is, again, this is everything that you'll get in this program, okay? You'll get these bonuses as well. You'll get access to the group. And again, this is one of my students that I'm proud of as well. This is the Facebook group. Again, this is Linda. Linda Allen has been with me for a few years now. And Linda had some personal issues where she was having some issues with her health and she had to stop publishing ebooks for a while. But even after she stopped publishing, the money kept coming in. The money didn't stop, right? So she just sent me this testimonial here. She says, I'm so happy with this group. I'm in another group, not Kindle, and if I have questions or I can answer questions for others, it's just a great group. I've been writing Kindle books for about a year now. I got Ty's program last year, and I'm so glad I did. I made several $1,000s last year, and that's after stopping writing after several months, right? What job would allow you to stop doing something and you still get paid? This is what I mean. You do the work, you continuously get paid, right? Get it now at 30dayprofits.com. Again, Darren DeVries, 66 years old, making $22,000 a month. Tony Robbins, who I got the chance to meet. Actually, I should have thrown my picture of me, Tony Robbins, my wife, Melida, and his wife, Sage. We were all together in New Jersey. And he says, if you want to be successful, you find someone who has achieved the results you want and copy what they do, and you'll achieve the same results. Okay? That's it. I'm successful at this thing. I'm giving you the entire formula. Not only am I giving you the formula, but I'm giving it to you in a step-by-step, systematic way. Okay? Step-by-step, systematically. It doesn't get any easier than that. All right? Again, 30dayprofits.com, that's the URL. And before we close out, I want to give you another chance. If you don't have a $9.97, you can make 2 payments of $5.49, one now, one 30 days from now by going to yourkindlekit.com. And if you haven't signed up yet, tell me why. I'm always curious by why someone would not sign up. If you haven't signed up yet, just give me, let's see. Is it that you don't think you could come up with ebook ideas that sell? If that's the case, you saw earlier during this presentation how I showed you that that entire process is easy. As a matter of fact, it's so easy that we can literally come up with topics in 3 minutes or less, as you saw when I went through that exercise. And in this program, I also give you additional methods that you can use to come up with ideas for your ebooks. Number 2, you're nervous about putting it all in place. Well, if that's the case, again, this is an extremely easy system. We've got a 13-year-old that's rocking and rolling on this. We have a teenager, as you just saw in the Facebook group. We have a 66-year-old. They're all doing extremely well with this. Easy to put together because Amazon has made it that way. They've made it extremely simplistic. Reason number 3, you might think it's too expensive. Well, as you saw, I severely discounted the price, right, by 2/3. I think that it's more expensive for you not to get in because of all of the potential income that you miss out on by not using a system like this, right? Imagine if you're just able to get to the $5,000 a month level. Over a year's time, that's $60,000 a year that you miss out on because you think it's too expensive to spend $997. Does that make sense? Think about that, right? Uh, Again, 30dayprofits.com for that one payment of $997, yourkindlekit.com for two payments of $549, or you can use PayPal credit and get in that way as well. Now, if you need to break this up and put it on 2 or 3 different credit cards, you can send us an email at support@kindlecashflow.com, or you can call 1-866-752-9968. Again, you might want to take a screenshot of that or write it down if you need to, support@kindlecashflow.com or 1-866-752-9968. And that's only between the hours of 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. 9 a.m., 9 p.m. Monday through Friday only, no weekends, Eastern Time, okay? I've got a support rep that will help you out there. Now, again, if you didn't sign up immediately, maybe you think because you live outside of the U.S. you can't do this. Well, Amazon makes this program available to anyone, all right? Doesn't matter where you're at. Like I said, I have students that are in Russia, Germany, France, Italy. I have students that are in Thailand. We spoke about that. China, Mexico, South America, of course here in the U.S., Australia, the UK, Canada, right? So literally everywhere, Ireland, right? You want time to think about it. Well, we've got another slot left, I think it was, and there's not too much time to think about it. So you want to act quickly. English is not your first language. Well, the good news is Amazon also allows you to publish in Spanish and French and German. What else? There's about 10 different languages that they allow you to publish your ebooks in, right? So again, 30dayprofits.com for one payment, yourkindlekit.com for two payments, and that is going to be about it. If you think you're doubting yourself because you've never sold anything online and are new to all of this, then partnering with Amazon in this way is the best way to get started, the best way to get your feet wet, right? Okay, and if you don't have enough money, you can use that PayPal credit option. So whatever it is. Now I've got a couple of reviews. Let me show you some of these testimonials really quickly, and then we will close this out. And here's some of my students that are really crushing it. This is Sabina. This is the young lady I told you earlier about, who flew from Germany to London to come in and buy me and my wife lunch just to show her appreciation for me teaching her this stuff. All right.
Hi guys, my name is Sabine Kohler and I started with the Kindle Cash Flow system mid of April and published so far 3 Kindle books with 6 more books in the making as we speak. They will be published over the next 2 weeks, so I'm quite a newbie on Kindle, but I really do enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I bribed my friend Sonia to come on board as she has a wealth of knowledge with regards to health, nutrition and fitness. She's actually a holistic health coach. And I'm also very interested in health, and most of our topics are actually related to health. And together we are just the perfect team. We find it helpful to outsource the writing of our books. However, once we receive the books back, we spice them up and put our own stamp on them. And this has worked very well so far. Our first book, How to Get Your Dream Body and Keep It, the 6-week body makeover for a flat belly, toned arms and killer legs, published under the pen name Kim Ellis, was off to a flying start right from the beginning, generating over $1,000 in royalties in the first 4 weeks. We also have published How to Start a Daycare in 5 Easy Steps, Don't Get Your Fingers Burned, the ultimate beginner's guide to skyrocket your daycare business to success, and OMG, My Son is Gay, how you can help your son coming out and keep him safe. And the 2 more to be launched over the next couple of days are No More Panic and Diagnosed with Hashimoto's What's Now. What I like about the Kindle cash flow system is that it is a complete step-by-step system. Usually you buy a program and you get to work just to find out some really important pieces of the puzzles are missing and you can't get it to work. This is why I have been reluctant to buy more courses in the recent past. And this is also why it took me so long to come on board with Ty's course. However, Ty's course is different. It's actually a complete course, and if I'm stuck, I just drop his support team a quick email, which I'm allowed to do once a week, and usually it takes them just 48 hours to come back to me. And that's pretty cool. I can wholeheartedly actually recommend you to get started when you are after a step-by-step system and you have never actually published books on Kindle before. It's a great course. Bye.
She's a sweetheart, and she's never done anything online before, total newbie, and is now crushing it. She made $1,000 in her first month, okay? So again, that URL is 30dayprofits.com. You can get in for $9.97, or yourkindlekit.com, where you can get in for 2 payments of $5.49. Here's one more testimony. I want to share this one with you. This is Steve here in the U.S., and his first time out, $390 with an ebook on paddle surfing.
Hi, you guys. Hey, I just want to tell you a little bit about Ty's Kindle program. It's pretty amazing. I've been messing around with internet stuff for 3 years, and I think all of us who've been playing around with it have heard all the hype. There's no hype in this. This thing works amazing. My name, again, I don't know if I mentioned it, Steve Schreier. I have, let's see, after a week of listening to his tapes, I had a book up and running, and now I have 5. I have 2 of them that are very successful, and one of them is called How to Stand Up and Paddle for Beginners, and the other one is How to Stand Up and Paddle Surf for Beginners. And those have been increasing every month. So to give you an example, my first month I made $200. The next month is $300. And my goal is to every month keep on adding a book, and that way I know my residual income will keep on increasing. That's the cool thing is, one of the things that I loved about Ty's program is that it was effortless. Ty cuts through all the bull. He cuts your learning curve down, because if you check out his tips and tricks, you'll realize that a lot of this stuff you would never have figured out unless he told you up front. I'll give you one example. It's pretty funny. The other day, he mentioned that, hey, price your books at a reasonable price and then start increasing them and see what happens. I did that last week, and I increased my books by about 15%, and I sold more books. And these are the kind of tips and tricks that you would never find out on your own, and Ty has experienced this. So all these things, you put it together, you have an effortless way of making money. You don't have to know, any technology. So it's probably the best thing that you can do right now to make money on the internet, including the growth of the Kindle program. It's an outrageous setup. So take advantage of Ty and his wisdom, and buy the program. You'll have way too much fun with it. Take care. Bye-bye.
There you go. So I've got a ton of testimonials. These things go on for I'm not going to show you all of them unless you want to see them, but they go on and on and on and on. It is we've been at this thing for a while here, so I want to be courteous of your time as well as of my host's time as well. So with that said, unless there's any other questions, all right, you can go in and get in at 30dayprofits.com or yourkindlekit.com. Marquel, do you have any closing statements, anything that you want to end or close out with?
Yeah, man. So basically, it's pretty crazy. So one thing I want to just put this out there. Everybody who knows me, you all know that I don't do a lot of trainings where I bring people on. That's really the bottom line, because a lot of people, quite frankly, full of crap. So if I'm bringing you somebody, you 100% know that somebody you can trust, somebody who I trust, and it's somebody who I know who's actually going to over-deliver. So for those of you who are smart enough to go over and take action, and grab the course. Congratulations. You're going to absolutely be pleased. And for those of you, I'm not sure of how many spots are left yet. I think it may be all gone. But if there's 1 or 2 more spots, go do it now. Do whatever you got to do to get started. If you got to go speak to the spouse or whatever you got to do, make sure you do that. Because especially if you want a simple way to create more revenue, add a few extra $1,000 a month to your income, or extra $5,000 or $10,000 a month, depends on how much you implement it. But it's definitely something anybody can do. As I said, I got 20, 30 books up there at least, all passively. I didn't have to write any book, didn't have to upload, didn't have to do anything. I had somebody else do everything. It didn't cost me, pretty much nothing. And it's continuously bringing this in revenue every month, month after month after month. So I'm somebody who's actually a case study. I've done it. I know it works, and that's the only reason I'm willing to even bring Todd to the table, because I know what he's sharing is going to over-deliver. Because people who I bring on webinars, I mean, they have to over-deliver, number one. They actually have to deliver on what they say it is, and I have to know it's somebody who walks the walk. And that's really the thing. So I'm not here to like oversell this thing. I mean, it's a no-brainer, obviously. Go over, take action. 30dayprofits.com, lock in your spot. And I'm looking forward to hearing you guys' feedback and seeing some of your success stories.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the last thing I want to share, Marquel, really quickly is I have a Facebook group that you're in as well, and a few of our other peers and colleagues are in as well. If you're interested in online marketing at all, join us in this Facebook group. It is, let's see, maybe you could see the page now. Okay. It's over at Let's All Make Money Online. So if you go to Facebook and type in Let's All Make Money Online, you'll see this picture here or something similar, right? And just go in and ask to join. We share a lot of information on internet marketing and things like that. Here's actually 7 people that want to join now. So let me go in and approve these folks here. And then last but not least, I am going to leave this page up for the next couple of minutes. So we're going to close out the webinar now. I thank you for your time, for your attention. Marquel, how about we do this? Because we're going to have a replay, and there's that last slot was taken. I didn't mention, it was taken by John Fortin. I didn't mention his name, but John, I did see your order come in, so welcome aboard. So if you're watching the replay, we're going to open this up to 5 more slots. As you saw here on this training, those 5 slots went really quickly, so you want to be in. I mean, the first 10 slots went really quickly, so you want to be in this next wave of 5 and get in really quickly. All right, so I'll leave this slide open, and we'll leave this up for about 5 minutes here. All right, so have a good day, good night, good evening. I know we've got people that are literally watching from all parts of the planet here, so have a good one. And thank you for having me, Marquel.
My pleasure, man. Glad to have you on.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.